Hi, my name is Fabien. I'm the executive chef at the Westin Jackson, and we are in Estelle kitchen. We're going to be making the Gumbo pizza. It is a pizza inspired with a gumbo dish, well known in Mississippi. So the first step is going to be making pizza dough. You have to be mixing the yeast with warm water and let it set for 10 minutes before adding it to the other ingredients. After 10 minutes, mixing 3 grams of yeast with 210 grams of warm water, we're going to be making the pizza dough. In a bowl of your mixer, add 240 grams of high gluten flour and 90 grams of semolina inside your bowl. So in this recipe, we are using semolina. It is something you can find at your local grocery store. It's a durum wheat, and it's usually used for bread making or pizza making. The other item is going to be 8 grams of kosher salt in your mix of flour and semolina. Put it inside your mixer and let it run for 2 to 3 minutes to make sure the salt is dissolved well with the flour and the semolina. After 2 minutes, mixing the salt, the semolina, and the high gluten flour, I'm adding my yeast and water slowly into the bowl. At medium speed, you're going to have your dough working for about 10 minutes. After an hour resting the dough in a warm environment, you need to remove it from the side of the bowl to put it on your wood board. Use semolina on your fingers so the dough will not stick to your fingers. Put it on your cutting board. Be generous on the semolina so you can form almost like a bowl before portioning it. Now my dough is rolled into a bowl. I'm going to use an utensil to cut it in half. You can also use a knife if you want. Save the other piece on the side. Flouring or using semolina on your wood board as you're going to be rolling the dough. I suggest using a simple rolling pin. The technique is going to do for making it as round as possible. Press it on each end of your rolling pin slowly, leaving a little bit of the dough not touch. Take your dough, give it a quarter turn, and apply again the same pressure. If you see that the dough is sticking, then add more semolina to make sure you're keeping the shape of the dough. After rolling your dough about 15 inches in diameter, you're going to be placing the dough on your rolling pin for transporting the dough to the sheet tray. In this recipe, we're pre-baking or par-baking the pizza dough. We're doing so because the gumbo sauce is very liquid, and to keep the pizza crispy, we'll need to par-bake it or pre-bake it before applying the condiments on the pizza. After 10 minutes of par-baking or pre-baking the pizza dough, we're going to remove it from the oven and we're going to be building up the gumbo pizza. So first of all, we're going to be using the gumbo paste. We'll be spraying it on the pizza as so. It is the gumbo that's been going through a food processor, so it's a sauce. We're going to add mozzarella on it, shredded mozzarella. And then after, we're going to add the ingredients that was in the gumbo. So we're going to use the andouille. We're going to use tomatoes. And at the end, we're going to add the crawfish. So the crawfish is already cooked. We're just warming it up as we're rebaking the gumbo pizza. We're going to add a little bit more of the mozzarella and we'll be baking the pizza again for another 5 minutes or so. After 5 minutes in the oven. Display the Gumbo pizza on your wooden board for cutting it. So we have a special tool, but a ruler will work also for cutting the pizza, or a large knife. Before displaying on the plates, we're brushing the crust with garlic oil. This is our way of finishing up at Estelle. This specific pizza is finished with arugula, topped with virgin olive oil and Cajun spice. Is to remind the origin of the pizza, which is the beautiful state of Mississippi. 1 part olive oil and 1 part Cajun spice. Sit around and displaying all over the pizza. As so. To finish the pizza, we grate fresh Parmesan cheese all over. You can use shaved Parmesan cheese if you want. This is a feature pizza at Estelle. It is on a new menu. If you're not feeling it making at home, please come and see us. We'll be more than happy to have you as a guest. Thank you.